They give us our humanity so that the powerful can remain in power. It's about increasing inequality so that more people are pushed into poverty, because poverty is the ultimate form of control. If you break people's spirits, then they won't fight back. They won't believe in better. And this is what austerity is about above all. It's about happiness and equality. So never ever give up hope, because the first step to creating a better world is to believe in one. Keep believing. Thank you.
Two things, please. Firstly, can I say we should give a huge welcome to the back of the march, which has just joined us. And secondly, comrades, if you're tweeting this out, and I hope you are, can you please use the hashtag #AndAusterityNow, because we're now trending internationally. Colleagues, friends, I was going to introduce Jeremy, but he walked up on the stage and I don't think he needs any introduction now. Other than to say, of course, Jeremy Corbyn is not just the MP for East of the North, but an extremely delicate, passionate and inspiring MP to his constituents and the wider Labour movement. But Jeremy's also at the forefront of campaigning, fighting back and mobilising against war, for Palestine, internationally. All of those great causes, actually. All of those great causes that we hold so dear. And I know he's not going to say this about himself, but I'm incredibly pleased that he's standing for Labour leader. And just like Mark said before you, I hope you become affiliated supporters out there, and I hope you vote for him. Jeremy Corbyn.
Friends, first of all, demonstrations are very important. They are part of our political process. And I say thank you to each and every one of us that's come here today to say it is possible to have a different world. We are giving the message that the austerity we've had for the past 5 years is not necessary. Hands up anyone here who created the banking crisis in 2008. There's one hand over there. There must be a merchant banker over there somewhere. No. Was the banking crisis created by nurses, by teachers, by school workers, by street cleaners, by the unemployed, by the disabled, by the homeless? No! Of course it was not. You know it was not. It was created by an unregulated banking system that sucked up billions of pounds of our money in order to survive its system, survive in this system. Initially, the nationalisation of the banks was absolutely good and the right thing to do. There is no case whatsoever for now selling off RBS shares at a loss that somebody can make a greater profit out of our money in the first place. But as soon as the coalition government was elected in 2010, it took an axe to the welfare budget. It took an axe to the local government budget. It took an axe to all the other areas of social spending. It privatised, it cut. As a result, what has happened? 1 million people in Britain use food banks regularly. And we are the 4th richest country in the world. Is that necessary? Is it right? Of course it's not necessary, and of course it is not right. Inequality has got worse and worse. The 100 richest people in this country now own the equivalent of the wealth of 30% of the entire population. That is ghastly inequality on an industrial scale And if these next round of cuts go through, and I'm sure the government intends to put them through, then the situation is going to get worse and worse. I travel around the country a great deal, at all these debates and hustings and so on. And everywhere you meet people that are begging on the street, you meet people that are sleeping on the street, you meet young people working 0-hours contracts, unable to make ends meet, getting into benefit problems because they don't know what their income's going to be. Is it really morally right or just that anyone should be forced to sleep on the streets of this country at any time? Instead of extolling the virtues of ever-rising prices in the property market, particularly in London, I've got a different idea. One, build council housing for those people in need. Two, regulate the private rented sector. On in-work benefits subsidising low wages. We're spending at least £25 billion a year subsidising landlords charging extortionate rents in some parts of the country. We need a different narrative and a different story. So I say this, the people that marched in this square in the 1850s with the People's Charter didn't achieve very much that day. They were dismissed as out of date, out of time and irrelevant. Within 50 years we had a national insurance system. Within 20 years we had a universal education system. Within 70 years we had council housing. Within 100 years we had a universal health service. Those people were real visionaries. And so when people tell me that the only thing that's practical and matters in politics is being fiscally responsible, paying off the debt and paying off the debt in record quick time, I say this, the objectives for any society should be eliminating homelessness, eliminating poverty, reducing the levels of inequality, investing in productive work and productive jobs. But we are shortchanged when the media tell us all that matters is finding somebody to blame. So, UKIP come along and say, plague on all your houses, blame every migrant that's come here. No! I stand with those people that have come to this country, worked, contributed, and are part of our society. Humanitarian and decent response to those poor people who are victims of war that are dying in the Mediterranean, trying to reach a place of safety. I am not prepared to join in a campaign on Benefit Street and attacking the so-called benefit scroungers. I want us to stand up, as brave people did in the 1920s and 1930s, and said, we want a state that takes responsibility, a community that takes responsibility for everybody to ensure nobody is destitute. We each care for all, everyone caring for everybody else. I think it's called socialism. Many times to oppose wars, to oppose nuclear weapons and oppose so many other things. The world is not an easy place. The levels of injustice are appalling. The levels of greed are almost overwhelming. Are we going to solve any of those problems by spending £100 billion on new nuclear weapons? Are we going to solve those problems by global reach of our defence capability to start wars everywhere in the world? No. Let's try to rebalance, rethink our society. A world of peace and human rights, social justice for all at home, but above all, remember those that came before us. We stand on their shoulders, those people that achieved so much for all of us, for education, for health, for housing. Let's go forward with confidence and optimism. This anti-austerity movement is a movement. It's not, absolutely not, about individuals and absolutely not about ambitious individuals. This is about a social movement of all of us that can rechange our society into something good rather than something that is cruel and divided. You all know the way forward. Thank you.
You've done a lot of standing around. We are going to be planning a little bit of live music, top quality for you in a short while. We've got Duckworth, and then we've got Captain Ska. Before we have a bit of musical entertainment, before you plan what you're doing for the rest of your evening or going back to your coaches or wherever you're up to, I am delighted to introduce one of my favourite comedians, authors, columnists, Mark Steele. His version of the French Revolution is one of my bedtime reading books.
It seems a lot of people are wrong when they've come in here and spoken about the economy, because it seems that there is a group of people who have caused the crisis, that have got all the money, that need to have their books balanced, and that is the people who've got the money in this country, the poor. It seems that the poor have got it all. We can't build the things that we built 100 years ago. 100 years ago we built libraries and schools and we were happy to do so. Now we've got to shut these things down. We're poorer than we were 100 years ago. And who's got all the money? The poor have taken it. Obviously, that's the logic of it. Walk around London, see who's got the money. The poor in their gold sleeping bags, rolling in it. Look at them all. People in care homes that are now being shut down. Good for greedy old bastards. Taking all the money. Gambling all our money on stock exchanges while they go up and down the stair lift. Firemen, lollipop ladies, people who are having their jobs taken away from them. These are the people, it seems, that have got all the money. And the immigrants, they're the people. They're the people that have to be blamed. Look at them, 6 of them living in a shed, rolling in it they are. This seems to be the rule now of how we have to think about immigration. Travel across Europe on the back of a truck in a crate full of pigs, cling to the side of a hovercraft, come over here, that we're supposed to look after these people who aren't prepared to make an effort. That's the logic. But we've had the election, this is the rule now, we've had the election, we've had that argument, put up with it, it's finished. That must be what the Conservatives thought. We've won, that's the end of it. And I hope that every one of them is looking now and thinking, oh shit, it's not the end of it, is it? Because that is the way they're thinking. You can't complain, you're not even allowed to. We've had the argument, it's finished. If you're relying on a food bank, just whistle as you do so, because it's all finished. You can't complain. If you're being thrown out of your house because it's got a bedroom that isn't being slept in every single night of the week, and you're being thrown out by a man called Ian Duncan Smith, who lives in a mansion that he was given to him, on which he pays no rent, which he was given by a relative, which has 8 spare bedrooms, and which I would be very happy to take off him. If that is the case, don't complain about it. It's all finished. That's the end. We've had the election. To me, but the reason Labour lost the election was that they weren't pro-business enough. That seems to be the reason they lost. Maybe that's the case. The place they lost most of all, the most heavy influence, was in Scotland. Maybe that's what happened. Labour went round to the council estates in Glasgow, and all the people in the council estates said, I'm not voting for you because you are promising to abolish the non-dom tax evaders, and I've got 10 of them living in here. They're all of them want to set up a business and channel their money through the Wife's account into the Cayman Islands. We're not voting for you. That presumably is the reason they lost their votes in Scotland. In Brighton, the very marvellous Caroline Lucas, who we heard from a few months ago, she won overwhelmingly, even more than last time, by 7,000 votes. Presumably The reason that people turned away from the Labour Party and went to the Green Party is because the Green Party is more pro-business. That must be what happened. Okay, colleagues, just while the music sets up, the bands get themselves ready, we've got one final treat for you this afternoon, and it's a man who needs no introduction whatsoever. I'll give you Russell Brand.
Oh, thank you very much. What an amazing day. I'm really grateful to participate. I think, like most of us here, I feel inspired to see people in this square in such incredible numbers after the results of the general election. I think, like most of you here, I felt crushing disappointment on the morning after the election. Unlike many of you, I felt personally to blame for it. For a broken country. To say it's inspiring again to hear today people that are participating in politics in a more conventional way, like Caroline, people that are new to the conversation like Charlotte Church, people like Mark who've been bearing the flag for years and years and years, inspiring comedians and entertainers to participate in this conversation. My personal feelings about this movement are very, very deep. Without a welfare state, I wouldn't have been educated. Without a welfare state, I wouldn't have had anywhere to live. Without a welfare state, my mum would have died of cancer several times. I am personally a product of the welfare state, not least because I signed on for 8 years while I learned to be a comedian, so somewhat grateful for it. What I feel like now, and what Mark articulated so beautifully, is that it's really very hard for the people that are here today, for all of us who feel moved to come here for the same reason, for the same sense of loss, for the same sense of alienation, to have our voices heard in there. How are we doing? Am I going too quickly? I'm doing well with the manual interpreter. Thank you. What did that mean? That looked very explicitly like jiggle boobs. This has been a really inspiring journey that I've been getting educated in public for the last few years. Not that the state education in this country is inadequate, but to be part of the housing movement, to work with people like Focus E15 and the New Era Mums has been incredible. To see what happens when people come together, to be inspired by women like Caroline Lucas, who demonstrate that they argued with civility, decency, conviviality in the parliament. Did that all work around? That felt like a stream. Within the parliamentary process, I feel inspired, feeling somewhat disheartened by, I don't know, the things that happen when I, like at the moment outside Downing Street where I called that geezer a snide, or the moment with Miliband where it felt like I'd sort of negatively participated in parliamentary democracy. I've met so many inspiring people, people that are prepared, people that, you know, I've got people say it's like we need welfare for the vulnerable members of society. I feel like we are all vulnerable members of society. I feel like that it could happen to any of us. It's been something that's been around me all my life. What I feel like we've done is created a culture around the worst aspects of our nature. I have selfishness in me, I have greed in me, I have the egomaniacal tendencies of Boris Johnson or Rupert Murdoch or David Cameron, but I don't turn them into policies. I go to, 12-step meetings and psychiatrists to try and deal with that shit. Where the worst aspects of our nature prevail. I don't think it's always been like this. I remember growing up with strong unions, with strong sense of social culpability and social care. And I believe the solutions may be simpler, at least the part in it within which I can participate. I feel that we need to learn to talk to one another, communicate with one another, recognise that we're all having a similar human experience here, that our time on this earth is fragile and temporary. And if we don't build systems, ideas and organisations on the principles of love and togetherness, then the consequences are unconscionable. My personal participation is I'm happy to serve this movement, to serve you all in whichever way you see fit. I'm happy to participate in politics to make it humorous, a laugh, decent, built around good principles. It's been said before that the right look for converts and the left look for traitors. We have to look for new ways to collaborate now, to accept that the price of admission to this movement cannot be perfection, that we have to allow whoever wants to be part of this movement to participate in whatever way they can. All we're actually trying to do is build a society that's better for us on an individual and collective level. Better for all of us. I've spent time now among the aristocracy, around Hollywood elites. I don't think they're truly happy. I don't think they know how to love one another properly. I'm assuming that the vast majority of people in there, perhaps Jeremy and Caroline aside, are not having very successful sex lives. That's held again by a perpetually suspended chopper is an indication that something's wrong. People coming together to take back their streets, take back their communal spaces, to communicate in ways that are built on what I believe are spiritual principles, but the atheists among you might believe are common decency. The common decency of being a member of this society, of reaching out for one another, of trying to put your personal selfish needs second, behind the needs of all of us as a collective. I spent the first part of my life trying to escape from a mundane, suburban, single life, welfare supported existence. I thought fame and fortune would make me valuable. I found out that it's empty. I'm going to spend the rest of my life belonging to community, embracing community and helping in whatever way I can.
When you go back to wherever you come from, make sure you hold mass people's assemblies. Let's repeat the experience of today in every town and city and village up and down the country. That's what this movement is about. We built a huge demonstration from the grassroots up. That's the way we built this demonstration today. And we have to build a mass movement against Cameron and his rotten government. So please, go back home. Thanks so much for coming. Thanks for everything you've done. And let's build a movement to take down the Tories. Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay. We've now got some musical entertainment for a little while before you make your plans and do whatever you do later on. Some of you heading back to your coaches. I'm delighted to introduce Sam Duckworth, previously known, as some of you will know, Get Cake, Wear Cake, Fly. But it's Sam Duckworth. Thank you very much, Sam.
Good afternoon, how's everyone doing out there? All good? And they tell me repeatedly that the left can't mobilise. Look at you all. One of the things I want to say very quickly is it's absolutely fantastic to see so much positive energy. I'm not sure if you felt the same as me, but before today I was running very low on reserves. It's a very tiresome battle, fighting relentlessly against a system that tries to make life a competition. All I want to say is look around you, look at the smiling faces and the people that are your brothers and sisters in this battle. This is going to be a long 5 years ahead. Today's energy, you take it home with you on your coaches and your trains, wherever it is that you end up. And when you are feeling at your low ebb, when you are fighting those battles on social media, when people are telling you that you are wrong and you cannot win, you just remember that this is not a competition and this is a society, and this is what community looks like. I'm afraid to fall asleep. And my subconscious is in the these messages received.
That was him speaking, wasn't it?
Well, maybe it's
Yeah. Absolutely.
you never tried with my father. unification, the qualifications, separation, fail to coexist. Here we're talking the innocent nationalist. But see this as the qualifying rounds, and we will win! Captain Ska up next, let's have a dance, have a safe journey home. Let's end austerity now!
Okay, colleagues, our last act before you depart. It's a fantastic band. It's a band that may be known to you more by the song Liar Liar than by the name, Captain Ska. This is going to be an audience participation act. Liar Liar was played to George Osborne on Newsnight, and it's therefore probably his favourite song. I know it's one of ours. So they're going to get on and do a bit of a stint, but while they're setting up, I just want to let you know this will be the last act this afternoon. So personally and on behalf of the People's Assembly, I want to thank each and every one of you for your contributions, not just being here today, but for everything that you do back in your communities, trying to make a difference for ordinary, decent people within our society. We've got a fight to win, and together we're going to win it. Colleagues, Captain Ska.
thing that matters above everything. And that is knowing the NHS is there for you. We will do more for patients. We can look the British people in the eye and say this party is the party of the NHS today, tomorrow, now, always.
Trying to build a big society, take your tips right through the show, let them go. Not the rich, not the poor.
We are not against immigration. We are most certainly not against immigrants.
If we get this right, there will be a culture change in British politics. It'll be a kind of politics that actually represents ordinary men and women in this country.
Are you ready? Are you ready? He's a liar, liar. No, you can trust him. No, 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 no. He's a liar, liar. Oh, he's a liar, liar. No, you can trust him. No, no, no.
Okay, yes. What I want to go is it good for the ready. We say things immigrants are ready. 60 hours pay by minimum wage. Feel well to turn the next page. We don't corruption pitch more than a penny. Services feel call them control many. Organized crime, the 1% rule. We don't give a damn and the so one fool.
We have delivered policy after policy to make Britain fair. We have got to finish the job.
We need your voices, friends.
All the things we've achieved together, all the things we can do together, we are all in this together. We are still all in this together. One, together, together, together.
He's a liar, liar. No, you can trust him. No, 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 no. He's a liar, liar. He's a liar, liar. No, you can trust him.
No, 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 no.
Can you do this like saying?
He's a liar, liar. He's a liar, liar. You can't trust him. No, 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 no. Here we go. He's a liar, liar. Oh, he's a liar, liar.
Oh, you can trust him.
No, 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 no. Here we go.
You can trust him.
No, 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 no.
He's a liar, liar. No, you can trust him.
No, 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 no.
There's a lot of people today from here today from the Stop the War Coalition. This is a song written for everyone that thinks Tony Blair should be put in prison.
We will find these people and we will bring them to justice.
This is how we must work. We make rules with our tradition. Then the film not put in the shot. This must go so contradiction. Then the pose and we conviction. This is a war crime, war crime. What? This is a war crime. This is a war crime, war crime. This is a war crime.
There's no point in getting upset about it because it's a fact.
This is a war crime, war crime. This is a war crime. This is a war crime. passion, nothing up, half in the nation, but I'm not my leaders, sit by and it's done. Nothing will stay with it, because the water's so unjust. You say this following order, crossing borders, out the water, washing bumpers and the brothers, tricks and shoulders, jumpers over, walk around, racing like mine, so when they walk, I'm not like mine, one is the money, like the money, the entire way, comes to life. This is no war-crime, war-crime. This is no war-crime. Hey! Hey! This is no war-crime, war-crime. Hey, yo! This is no war-crime. Hey, yo! Hey, yo! This is no war-crime, war-crime. What? This is no war-crime. Oh, yeah! This is no war-crime, war-crime. Whoa! This is no war-crime. Here we go, hey! This is no war-crime. What? This is no war-crime. Hey, yo, 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 yo! War-crime, war-crime. Say that again! This is no war-crime. This is no war-crime. This is no war-crime, war-crime. What? This is no war-crime. This is no war-crime, war-crime.
Alright, we're gonna get sexy on you now. This is a song dedicated to everyone that's just having to work a bit fucking harder. I'm having to work harder for less money. It sucks, and this is our version of Work Song.
Breaking rocks out here on the train track, breaking rocks and serving my time. Breaking rocks out here on the train track, 'cause they done convicted me of crime. Hold steady right there, well I need it, well I reckon that ought to get it. I'm working, but I still got a way to go. I committed a crime, Lord, I need it. A crime of being hungry and poor. I left the grocery store, man, bleeding, when they caught me robbing his store. Hold it steady right there, well, I hate it. Well, I reckon that ought to get it. I'm working, and I still got a way to go now. Grocery store, I'm bleeding, when they caught me robbing the store. Oh, it's steady right there, what I need, what I reckon that ought to get it. I still got a way to go.
somewhere hotter, just for 5 minutes. You've been so amazing standing here all day. But this is a very special remix that Ruby Dan has written for us. So here we go, this is Benjamin!
Going out to all the lovers in the place, yeah? This song's written for love, it's about love. There's not enough love in the world, and that's what we promote. Run the rhythm! She's all excited. I'm not hot drunk, but customer services gets my left up. Entertainment one more, my friend. Touchdown, awesome exit the airport. Granny, I don't know, I don't hear resort. Checking shower, get me just touch road. Come on, jumping us in a van, yeah, we there for. They heard my accent, and I don't small tourists, and I go and free, actually, that's what I for. They come to be a brand, I know my report. This is how we roll, we have a girl there. On holiday, I'm in there.
It's been a pleasure to play for you guys.
We say traveling, we keep it traveling. We are the 99. We are the 99. Okay. We are the 99%. We are the 99. We are the 99. We are the 99%.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give some love and affection to Mr. Carl Stanley on the saxophone!
Mind if I post it on Facebook when you drive by, isn't it?
much for coming. Keep fighting.